Shaking Bacon. What's everybody getting themselves into on this wacky Wednesday? You already know we right here at work decided to hop on, chop it up with individuals, see what's the talk of the town. It's going down, the word in the curve, you heard me. Here's Southern California, it is a hot day. But even though it's hot, it's not as hot as it's been, the past days. So even though we are still in the high 90s, it doesn't feel bad as the other days. But it's still hot as fuck. Let me just set this up. And for those who are curious, I did drop 2 new videos on this channel. If you guys want to scope those out. Trying to catch up on, the videos that people were asking of me when I was on vacay. Trying to knock them out of the way. Because I have gotten, several requests, right? So we're just trying to, get back on track. Now, when I mean a lot, a lot for me is like, 50 to like 60 requests. That's a lot for me. Right? Not saying like it's in the millions or thousands, you know what I mean? But that for me is a lot. Remember, we just out here just trying to grind. I'm here. What's good, Evil? What's cracking lacking? Hot as fuck today. Serio, my boy. It is hot. It's been hot these past days, bro. No lie. The summer's really kicking in now. What's cracking lacking, Dashboard? What's good, my boy? What's cracking lacking? What you getting yourself into? Chilling? Like a villain? I think it was hotter yesterday. No, yesterday was hotter, probably. Yesterday was hot as fuck. I thought something bad happened to you for the long break you took. Nah. I was just on vacay. I got vacay from work, so you already know how it is. When I'm just chilling with my close ones, I don't really like to be on social media. I actually like to be myself. Oh, you just ordered some Chinese? That's right, my boy. Hey, what I like about Chinese restaurants is that they pack that plate up, my boy. Shit can't even close. And they still adding more to it. Like, god damn. They trying to plump you up. They ain't stingy, that's for sure. What's cracking like in Derek? What you getting yourself into, my boy? Chilling? But what'd you get from the Chinese food though place? Gotta get the chow mein, the rice, kung pao, orange chicken, mando. Spicy if they have it. Oh, see, homie, read my mind right there. I like the places that have the spicy orange chicken. Yeah, they are hard to find. When you add the hot sauce to anything, bro, it's just gonna make it better. Unless you're eating like dessert. Nah, not even then, right? Pinche paleta de pepino. Not that kind, eh? Para los fracasados. Finally arrived. Finally have insurance. That's right, my boy. That's good. That's good. Before Trump, cut it out. That guy's on a warpath. He's taking no prisoners. I bought this damn car for $800. I want it. For $800? Shit, if it runs. Chicken and fried rice. All right, I see you. Biggest mistake. All right, so they got you with the lemon, huh? Why it doesn't run or what's happening? That's why whenever you go look at a car, you gotta take a mechanic, my boy. Because you never know. Gotta take somebody that knows about the car. That way they, shit, motherfuckers might even hang up on you. Like, hey, is it cool if I bring my mechanic? Beep. Like, hello? And the pictures how it looks all firme and shit, like, oh damn, she got this. You show up and it's like, what the fuck? Like, what's the car that was on the picture? Oh, see. You looked at the picture wrong. See, that's my brother's car. I'm the car behind that car. So you had to pay, attention. Also, it was on the side. All right, them spring rolls with the fucking. What was it? What's that hot sauce called? The fucking the red one, the rooster one. You know which one? The one that when there wasn't any on the shelf, people were like losing their minds. I ain't gonna lie, I was one of those. So when they came back on shelf, I took like a box home. They can't eat my shit without that. Gotta have it. And the other, like, knockoff brands just didn't cut it, bro. Tasted nothing like it. As a matter of fact, they made the food like not even edible. Now I remember when I was trying some different ones, bro, and I wasn't even able to eat the food. I was just like, man, this shit fucking sucks. Them bootleg ass brands. Tastes just like the original. My ass. Now my ass doesn't taste like the original, but you know what I mean. Getting ready for work, that's right. Some people don't like spicy at all. Yeah, I know. It blows my mind. I love General Joe's chicken with rice. General Joe's? Never heard of that place. Snowman was in Fresno. Chicken Snowman was the fool who called out Cholo Juan for the wearing red. Snowman? Is he a rapper? Snowman. I have a question. What are your thoughts on Christian and concepts of redemption, where no matter how bad the person past is, as long as he's accepted Jesus, he can be forgiven? The concept in itself, I get it from where it comes from, right? You would like to think that, right? It would be nice if that actually was the case, right? Who wouldn't want somebody to actually, now that they found the Lord, change their ways, right? I mean, it's kind of something that you kind of hope that would happen with individuals. But see, this is the real world, real life. And the real world and in real life, things are not like movies, right? They're a little bit different, right? And in the real world, you just have some individuals who, for whatever the means, right, don't change. And as a matter of fact, they exploit these types of, I guess, lenience, right? There's examples. I'm just going to give some examples. There's been serial killers because for some odd reason in some countries, even if you have killed so many people, they don't have life sentences in their country, right? Like it only goes to a certain amount of years. So there's been serial killers that have been let out and have killed again and again and again and again and again. There's been pedophiles that have, came out and reoffended again and again and again and again. And the more crazier part is like you look at their mugshot and you literally see them age throughout the years, right? And monsters like this exist amongst us, right? Some people just don't want to change. But they'll say that they have changed, right? To exploit, right? So I can see, the kindness in people wanting to, look at the brighter side of things, right? But with some individuals, it's just, I just don't buy it, though. Like, I don't give a fuck if you accepted the Lord. Like, I ain't trusting you. If you have some shady shit on you, it's just the way it is. Don't mean I'm gonna hound you, right? But shit, I ain't gonna sleep on you. I'm gonna have to put at least $600. Well, if you got it for 800, you put in 600 into it. I mean, as long as it ends up running at the end of the day, I mean that's still kind of a deal in nowadays, economy, right? Because nowadays, shit, for 600, you can't even get a Happy Meal. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. Shit, that's why they had to take down the 99 cent store. Nothing was 99 cents no more. Not even the gum. Shit. Not even the fucking the coin machine things. Now you had to put like fucking 7 quarters to get something. Everything goes up, bro. Even when people come and ask you for before they used to be like, "Can you spare some change?" They used to, "Hey, can you spare some change?" But now inflation, everything goes up. Even with them, hey, you got $5 you can spare? You got $5? Mother, I remember you guys were happy with a quarter, 50 cents. Now you're asking for 5, 10? Shit. Got $5 I can spend. Nah, seriously, there's people that have asked me, "Hey, you got $20 you can spare?" $20? Fucking A. Hey, at least you're honest now. Fuck it, homie was swinging hard. Huh? He's like, fuck it, let me. It don't hurt to ask. You fuck with King of the Hill? Yeah, King of the Hill's cool. They made a new series. No, they brought it back. I haven't scoped it out, but there you go, Sriracha. That's the shit right there. Did you also get to watch? No, I didn't get to watch the full games, but I got to see what are those shits called? The fucking highlights. I used to go to this Chinese, but always pick up a huge plate. That's right, my boy. Yeah, some people know the spot, right? Everyone's got their own spot that's like it hits different than any other word. It might be all in our heads, but fuck it, we'll take it. Like when we'll, hey, I got this spot, man. Oh, bro, this shit's fire, bro. Wait till, and then they take you to the spot and you eat, and you're like, wow, I mean, it's cool. Like, nah, man, this shit. Hey, bro, they don't got orange chicken like this anywhere else, and you eat it, and it's like this shit tastes like every other orange chicken I have. But homie looks so like pumped and happy, right? That he put you up on game that you just gonna lie to him. Like, damn, bro, you wasn't lying. This shit right here, this is magma. This is not even fire. This is lava, bro. And in reality, it's like, man, this shit tastes just like anyone else. Hyping it up. I've done that, ain't gonna lie. Or when you come to the realization yourself, like you're eating it and you're just like, hey, you know what? Maybe this shit ain't the best burger ever. Like maybe I did put a little bit on it. Looking at Subway. Oh, but it's like bootleg, no? They just claim it's a Sriracha. Get on your shadow look. What's cracking like it, Mr. Pasas de Felipe in the Casa de la Raza? The roasted don't taste the same. Another pepper. Serio? Nah, that shit still tastes the same to me. And trust me, bro, like I would have been able to tell the difference with the Sriracha. Because all the other Srirachas I tried, I was like, man, this shit ain't no Sriracha. They just labeled shit Sriracha. Far from Sriracha. Shit tasted like fucking Tabasco. All right. 8%. No, well, like most liquors are 8% though. Some are 11, some are 6, but they normally are roughly always around the 8, percent mark. That's why I like them. Because like beers averages from like 4.1% alcohol, 3. And don't believe when people be like, "Oh, you're drinking Miller Lite," or like that if it has a light title to it, like, bro, that's just mostly water, and it's like it's light in calories, not in alcohol. You stupid fuck. My god. Some beer is light on alcohol, right? But most beers, when they put light, it's light in calories, not in alcohol. Read the amount. It has the same amount as any other fucking beer on the fucking shelf. Goofball. Or the ones that, they will drink it. You can't get drunk off Bud Light. You know what? Hey, I'm going to put you up on that, bro. We'll make a bet. We're going to go and buy a 24-pack of Bud Light, and you're going to drink it, and I better not see you drunk, bro. I better not see you not even stumble, homie. Because that shit got no alcohol. All right, you're going to drink that shit. I better see you sober. I better see you sober, my boy. I better not even see you slur a word. Why it irritates me is because it's the same. It's like people hear something, right, and they just grab it and like reuse it without giving it no thought, right, and it just makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, right? And I hate when people just repeat what other people say just because they think it sounds cool. Like, well, I don't know, bro. I've seen a lot of people get tore up off Bud Light, bro. So I don't know. So it'd be like, man, that shit don't even hit. Next, they're right there. Oh, I miss her, bro. Like, what you crying for, bro? Thought you said that shit didn't hit. Like, I understand if maybe somebody, is not trying to get carried away, is just trying to be light, maybe shit to do, but he's just trying to unwind. All right, Like, why the fuck, give him a fucking tall can of Modelo to get fucked up? But then again, maybe that's the reason why people are not really good with, juggling their fucking behaviors. Mickey's better. Oh yeah, Mickey's got a great taste. I'm gonna wait till people to get some. All right, that's right, my boy. Shit, that shit sounds fuego. There's serial killer. Like the doctor serial killers. Oh man, there's been some crazy mofos. There's been doctors that have killed fucking hundreds of people. Shit, there's been serial killers that have killed like 300, 200, people, right? Kids too, right? And people be like, nah, they lie. See, they lie about their numbers. Nah. See, the thing is that these motherfuckers have actually took them to the grave sites, and they when they started digging shit up, yeah, they counted about 200 bodies. So I think some of them, are, although some do lie, right? There's some that actually, have killed that many people. For example, the one that I was talking about was one, I think it was called The Monster in Ecuador, right? Where he took the cops to where he would bury the bodies, right? And they uncovered all kinds of shit. You can see some pictures, right? If you can find them online. It's actually quite crazy shit. Bad. There are nurses who are bad at the job, and they kill. Yeah, there is some people that just with anything else. You have doctors that are lazy. You have police officers, judges, lawyers. Just like anything in life, you're gonna have lazy fucking people in those fields. Sadly, it's like they spend their time getting their education and achieving something successful and just to be lazy, right? But that's just the way humans are, though. There's been pedophiles that have been priests, doctors, teachers, police officers, lawyers, gangsters, everything. It doesn't discriminate. That's why when people think that celebrities, wouldn't do that kind of shit, it's like, what? Why not? Why are they immune to it? It has existed in all walks and fields of life. There is a lot of sick people out there, bro. Period. Celebrities are not immune to it just because you like the guy's movie. Yeah, so there is some nurses that, they get their tempers get the best of them and they lash out. Right? They don't know how to control themselves. I know that one of the things that like let's say for example police officers get a lot of shit for, right? And people that defend police officers don't seem to quite understand, right? Like when they be like, okay, it's like, well, you know how when the police officers start to fight back, right? And they're like, well, what are you expected to do? Just to be standing there and let these people, scream at the top of their lungs to their faces and shit like that? Look, here's the thing, though. See, they became police officers. That's their profession, right? And it's their profession. They have to maintain their job with a professional and, following the laws that are set in place. This is their job. This is their profession. They must maintain doing their job professional, right? So even though they may not like these people's behaviors, maybe these people deserve it, the thing is that they are not allowed to lash out now just because they get mad. That is why they're police officers. That is why it's their profession. If they can't handle that, then they should choose a different profession. You see the difference? So I could understand, anyone else lashing out. You're not a police officer. Yeah, go ahead. This is their fucking job. So they must be doing their job in a professional manner, right? So even though these people are fucking kicking them and they have to follow the law. They are not allowed now to start breaking the fucking rules just because they get frustrated. Because what are you setting now? That apparently the laws that are set in place can't fix anything, right? And that you must break the law in order to get shit done. That is the example that now you are setting, right? So why should these individuals follow the law when your own fucking police officers are not following the law? Clearly we can't get shit done with the rules how they're set, right? You have to maintain yourself with a professional standard. You are not just the norm. So even though I understand that these people are behaving like jackasses, you don't get to now fucking abuse your authority, bro. Right? And it's wild that people can't seem to come to the term of that, right? They just don't understand that. Like, no, but still, like, I wouldn't take that. Well, then it's a good thing you're not a police officer. Fucking goofball. That's why, guess what? Even though the fucking person was shooting at them and, they shoot back and the guy gets hit, they have to provide CPR and aid for that individual that just tried to kill them. They still have to try to save his fucking life. Like, how hard is it to really fucking... I don't know. Some people are just wild, I guess. I don't know. Some people are just so bitter, I think. Those can't work in real job. Well, that's cool that people find success on YouTube, right? I could see, who wouldn't want to work from home and, get, money with, doing, just being chilling at home, right? My only thing with YouTube, right, is that I don't see in the long term, right? Like the long game of social media, I don't really see, like, let's say if this is your only means of finance, right? Yeah, but eventually you're gonna run out of stuff to talk about, right? Eventually, I mean, where are you gonna go? Like, what exactly are you trying to do now, right? It's not like you're gonna have a bunch of benefits that are waiting for you, right? So it's like, eventually, what are you gonna do though? Like, and you already know how social media works. People get tired of shit and they just move on to the next, right? And what are you gonna do then, right? Or what if something happens where all of a sudden there's no more monetizing, or the internet shuts off for like about a week and people don't know, what's going on, right? This is what you're relying on to paying your bills and stuff like that, right? Like, what are you gonna do then? Right? It's not something that I just, see, I would put all my trust in, right, or rely on. Dozens of his life for the briefing. There's people that debrief, snitch, right, and they manage to live out the rest of their life, right? But see, the thing is that if you are targeted, right, you would figure you would stay off the grid, right, and not advertise yourself in that life that you once lived, right? You would figure that you wouldn't indulge in these types of conversations or, poke the bear, pues, right? You would figure that they would just, be grateful for their second opportunity and live life and, just stay away from the whole gangster, shit and everything. Because if you do that, you have nothing to worry about, right? But of course, if you're injecting yourself in gangster topics and throwing yourself out there and, wanting to spark fights and calling people out, then if something bad happens to you, you don't get a cry victim, bro. And being like, damn, man, people can't even live their lives out here. No, you had every opportunity to live your life. You chose not to. You chose to crawl into the lion's den and bitch when you got bit by a lion. What the fuck did you expect to happen? Like, go enjoy life. Go surfing. Go hiking. Go fucking, you don't have to worry about lions there in the water. Maybe sharks, but not lions. But you know what I mean, though. Like, if you keep putting yourself in these scenarios and around these people and these types of topics, and then be baffled of why people come at you this type of way, or why you get this aggression, or why you could be put in harm's way, is and not see it is crazy. Because when you no longer want to associate with that lifestyle, right? So you hanged up your gloves, right? You no longer want nothing to do with the gangster life. You now just want to live your life, right? So you snitch or you do whatever the fuck you do, right? Right? So, okay, so you want to just ride off into the sunset, then go right ahead, right? But instead, what you decide to do is you do that, then you come out, and then go right back to the same activity, man. Fuck you, bitch, man. Pull up, man. I'll knock you out. You don't know who I am. And it's like, huh. I thought you didn't want nothing to do with the gangster life. I guess at the convenient, when it's beneficial, when you could get a check out of it, I guess, I don't know. But they turned over a new leaf. They changed. They have changed. They changed. They're not the same person that they once were. Except the fact that they're, still, indulging and insulting and still displaying the same negative behaviors. But other than that, they changed. Uh-huh. Sure. Like, real change is if they're actually, not indulging in this behavior. Real change is not even going by their nickname. Real change is not, indulging in any type of, activity that has anything to do with the street life, right? Trying to make progress out there by doing actual real things and not just fucking saying some catchy slogan on the internet like, Browns, let's stick together. Or this is for the raza. But not doing shit for the raza. That's the reason why on my channel you never hear me say shit like that. Because, well, what the fuck am I doing for the raza? That's why I don't say anything. Right? But if I'm being like, man, this is for the movement, my people, number one, man, we got my people, then I better be doing something out there, right? Trying to make some kind of change. I know the kind of dedication, and all that it takes for that, right? And then I also know when people just fucking say it just because they're looking to exploit the culture, which is what these motherfuckers do. And I'm meaning as in the individuals that try to do that, not meaning like just isolating him, right? But meaning individuals that do that, because there's a lot, right? Donald Trump does it with, his MAGA. Hitler did it with, the aliens, right? You really don't give a fuck about these people, but you're gonna say shit like that to get their, backing. Because if he really cared about, like, let's say, for example, no, Hitler really cared about the Aryan race. Yeah, if he really did, then he wouldn't have been sending his fucking soldiers out there to fucking die by the millions if he really cared for his race. Because someone that really cares about their ethnicity or their race and shit like that is not sending his own to fucking die by the thousands just because he can't sit down and share. right? You don't unite your people just to go fight another group. Then you're not looking for peace. Then you don't care for your group. Then now it's different, like let's say if they're attacking your group, right? But a meaning as like you're trying to rally them up to you know go at it with another group, then you don't care for your ethnicity. $40 a person nowadays. Oh yeah, for sure, minimum. What are the high end restaurants that you would take your family to? High end restaurants? Shit, Jack in the Box. Shit, pulling up to Jack in the Box, man. That's like fucking, man. I can't even think of a. That's how you know, cause I can't even think of a fucking fancy restaurant. The fanciest I could think of is fucking Olive Garden. Yeah, that's probably the only one I could think of, if it's even considered fancy. See, normally for me, fancy is like Fridays, fucking BJ's, some shit like that. That's like, oh, we eating tonight. See, and even those places, when I go, I get looks. Like, oh man, move over. This guy's gonna try to rob us. Like, shut up, motherfuckers. I got money. You sit at the table next to them and they move their stuff from this end, right? Because it's close to your end, and they move it to the other. Like, dear, why don't you come sit over here on this side? Those had the golden one. Do you like the bowl? No. I haven't tried the bowls. Pollo Loco. I think I have tried them from Pollo Loco. I'm not too sure. I haven't had Pollo Loco in a cool minute. Muslim card. Most people, but they don't. Do you have any Chinese in your water? No, not in the. I mean, there's Chinese food, spots in the neighborhood, right? But not some that I would consider like, okay, that's the spot I'm gonna hit, right? I think that there's better ones. But every hood's gonna have their spots, their fast food. Ours was Soylent Burger, but we fucked it up, right? Because the owners got tired of the fucking criminal activity, right? And they up and moved locations. And it's like, no, no, we're sorry. We promise we'll behave. Too late. You know how many fights there was always at that damn place? Just me involved, I could count like fucking, I don't know, like 6, 5. And that's just me, right? I didn't consider the homies, the ones that the homies were in. And it was tagged up the ass. Like there wasn't even no more room left. They, to the point where they get tired of repainting, right? So they just leave everything, right? And you just can't even find a spot no more. And you're just kind of like, if anything, you're just like coloring the old hit up you had already done. And we would be like, well, why do they do that? Because they don't care. They got nothing better to do. They don't give a fuck. That's why. Like, yeah, but see, if that was their restaurant, yeah, but see, that's the thing, though. These people don't have morals and care like that, bro. They don't. You're trying to humanize them. That's the problem. You're trying to understand and humanize them. That's the problem. You know why their life doesn't make sense to you? Because it was never made to make sense. The fact that you can't understand why these individuals do what they do is why you two are different and why you're a good civilian and they're not. Right? Because once you start to understand them, right, and you're now rationalizing their behavior, shit like that, right? Then you start to become like them. You start to excuse that. There's a reason why the sane can't understand the insane. Because once you start to understand the insane, then you become insane yourself. Yeah, Tapatio's bomb. Mob Christians get a pass. No, but see, that's the thing. Um, like individuals that are become religious, right? And they used to belong to a certain group or whatever. They don't try to act like they're gangsters, though. Right? That's the difference, right? I guarantee you, if you had a Christian ex mob dude, whatever, right, and was still trying to push that line like gangster, I guarantee you he would get smoked, right? The issue is once individuals start to want to push this line, right? Because then it's like, oh, so it's at the convenience that you want to, flip flop. Four locals, 11%. Yeah, but I can't do four locals. Four locals, the fruity taste, I don't like it. It just fucks with the stomach. I don't like sweet things. I don't like sweet and alcohol. It just doesn't mix good. And it creates the worst kind of hangovers because of the sugar. And yes, it's a real thing. But like, yeah, I see people make. I actually really don't understand that. You know, like, oh, he drinks Bud Light. Like, okay, I don't get it. You know, I mean, if it has alcohol, who cares? Like, no, no, no. But if you drink Bud Light, it's because you support. Like what? Like, yeah, you seen the commercial? Like, bro, you read way too much into this kind of shit. What commercial? I didn't even know what the fuck is going on. People themselves don't even know what's happening. Like, see, the thing is, maybe you're put up on game, right? But not everyone's, knows the same shit, right? So, for all they know, you're just like, what the hell is he talking about? All right, ladies and gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We gotta get back to it. It was good trying to get up with you guys, and we out.